Hi everyone, and welcome to Houzz Australia's How to Stand Out from the Crowd webinar this morning. As a business, it's vital to stand out from the crowd and really demonstrate what makes you and your brand unique. But really, how do you persuade a client to choose you over someone else? So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm excited to provide you with some really valuable insights and business tips to help make you do exactly that. But before we do jump into all of the content, I do have a little bit of housekeeping, or housekeeping as we like to say. My name's Olivia. I'm the Partnerships Manager for Houzz Australia. I've been at Houzz for a few years now, so I'm sure I have spoken to you perhaps on the phone, or perhaps I've met you at a couple of Houzz events that we do put on around Australia, New Zealand and Singapore. So maybe we have met each other there. We do often, just on that note, host in-person events for our Houzz professionals. So these are really exciting, and we do them across all countries. So I do really urge you, one, to attend those and just to stay on top of what is kind of coming up in your area. You can always check out the Houzz events and what's coming up just from houzz.com.au/events. You'll see them all in there. Today, we are using GoToWebinar for this session this morning. So I know some of you have never jumped on a webinar or used this up, so it can be a little bit, but it is quite easy to use. If at any point you can't hear me or the slides aren't advancing or anything like that, just look on the left-hand side and just drop me a question. There's a questions section or there's a chat section. So either one of those sections is great to just pop any questions or concerns. That being said, if there's any other questions that come up during the session, don't be too worried, because one, I will hang around at the end to answer any questions one-on-one. But also, this is being recorded this morning, so we can always send you the recording, I think, tomorrow. So you'll have a copy of that as well. So what we are doing today is how to stand out from the crowd webinar. And I will just cover these points here. So as we all know, we are living in this digital age. So it's more important now than ever to really build a strong online presence and differentiate your business. So optimizing and personalizing your profile on Houzz is a great way to make sure that new clients do find you. And today we are just going to cover the following points that are just on the screen. So the importance of digital branding for your business, how to create a standout story, why photography is such a high impact touch point, and how to make photography effective for your business. And lastly, how to use online forums to effectively engage and win prospective clients. So some here are quite familiar with Houzz, some of you attending this morning, but I'm guessing there are a few people that are quite new to the site too. So for those of you that aren't too familiar, Houzz is the largest residential design database in the world. We're a platform for homeowners and professionals alike in the industry, so in this design build industry. Really, we're powered by strong social tools, and we've created this platform that's basically an end-to-end solution for anyone in the home design space. So you as a professional can showcase your work, collaborate with clients, reach new clients, and for users or homeowners that come onto the site, they can find professionals in their area, find inspiration, read some fantastic articles, and get some advice as well. We are a global platform, so 40 million users globally, 1.5 million just in Australia alone, and we now have over 15 million photos uploaded to the site too, which is really cool. So obviously digital branding is very important to us, and all of the tips that we share today, they can easily apply to your Houzz profile, obviously, but also to your website, Facebook, Instagram, however you are choosing to brand yourself online. And if you don't have a website at all, just as a side note, along with a free Houzz profile, we also offer free websites, which is really easy to set up, incredibly easy actually, and they're all mobile friendly, which you will learn just a bit later on, which is very, very important for the future of your business. So on the screen now, there's 85 times. So that number is the number of times that the average person checks their phone every day, which is pretty crazy. So this is based on a study from Nottingham Trent University, where they found that the average person checks their phone 85 times per day and uses the mobile device for at least 5 hours each day. So for millennials, the generation of those reaching young adulthood in the early 21st century, they agreed at high percentages with all these statements. And this really is the next generation of clients. So 87% of this age bracket say that their smartphone actually never leaves their sight, day or night. So how does this actually affect your business, and what does this mean for your business? Well, Google says that more searches are done on a mobile device than a desktop now. And our own Houzz research also supports this. So half of all Houzz activity is done from a mobile device. So really, simply put, if you are not mobile friendly, so if your website does not open on a mobile, is not optimized for mobile, then really you do not exist online. So to build your brand today, you need to reach what we call the empowered client. And what we mean by them is, as we just discussed, these clients are on their phones often. They are online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, year round, in the line at the supermarket, in bed, after the kids go to sleep or trying to get to sleep, in between everything else that is going on. The empowered client is well researched. They are online retaining knowledge about whatever purchase or hiring decision they are making. The empowered client, they are very involved as well. So very few clients just hand over a budget and say, I'll see you in 6 months. They want to be an equal participant in this venture or this renovation or this build, and they want to really feel a part of the entire process and really contribute to intelligent and empowered decision making. So branding in the digital age has changed from what it was like 10 years ago. So to begin, people are exposed to your brand in online micro moments. So reading a review about you or just seeing a photo of some previous work that you did, that's an online micro moment. They are looking to fulfill both rational and emotional needs. So people buy emotionally, but justify it rationally. And that is especially true when it comes to any decision surrounding your home. Your home is obviously such a personal, private space, so there is a lot of emotion attached to that space. You can't just push your client's information, you do need to respond. So if you put it out there and you don't answer any questions, or you don't answer when someone reaches out to you online, you really have lost them. And you do lose them quite quickly as well. Consumers out there are searching, pulling in information that they want, and they are really in control. So what you really want to do is try and stay on top of each of these points and get in front of this really empowered client online, and basically cultivate nice stalkers, as we like to say. So you want to cultivate people that keep touching base with your work. So they keep checking in on your profiles, be it on whatever platform or on your website, just to keep up to date with what you're doing, to have a bit of a sneak peek at maybe upcoming projects, read recent reviews. They really just want to stalk you in the best possible way. So there are 3 areas of online branding that we're going to discuss today. And the first is storytelling. So we have 4 main tips when it comes to effectively using online storytelling to define your business. But first, what exactly are we talking about when we say storytelling? Well, here is a perfect example on the screen now of a profile on Houzz with absolutely no storytelling. So we've made this profile anonymous, but I cannot tell you how many examples of profiles like this I see on Houzz. So industry professionals having a similar profile for their business on a website that is targeted at people renovating, looking to renovate, and people looking to hire professionals. So it does seem crazy that you don't want to invest in a little bit more time to make sure that you are proud of the message that you are putting out there for your business. So this profile on the screen has been probably hastily thrown together. They may have just signed up once and maybe just haven't touched back on the profile again or updated it or anything like that. I mean, it's factually correct, sure. They have the area that they work in. They say they're an interior designer. There's the business name that I've blocked out. There's a phone number, which I assume is the correct phone number. But it doesn't do a thing to help this professional stand out from the crowd. So I'll just cover now the 4 steps to really better help you tell your own story online. This here, we can see is a very different looking profile to the previous one. And it is quite crazy that from this one to this, it is another Houzz profile. They are both on Houzz with the exact same amount of fields to fill out and boxes to tick. So you can see when someone does put a lot more effort than another person. So our very first tip is showcase your skills. So your website or your Houzz profile is often the first thing a potential client will see. So use these platforms to really highlight the areas that you specialize in and to make sure you're showcasing your skills. So not just saying, say on this profile, Tempest Design Studio, they are building designers, and they haven't just said in their business description highlighted up the top, hi, we're Tempest Design Studio, we're a building design firm, full stop. They go on to say we specialize in unique custom designs, and then they do go through with a lot more detail. So they are really putting in the effort and putting in the detail to make sure that when I reach out to this person, I know exactly what they will provide for me. The next tip for telling your story is to highlight your passion. So homeowners want to know that you are just as enthusiastic about designing or building their dream space as they are, because they might only do this once in their lifetime. Of course, you do X amount of projects a year for your whole lifetime, so you have done this whole scenario before, but they really do want to see your enthusiasm and your love for this project, which is their home. This is a fantastic example from Scenario Architecture, where they say scenario architecture is more than just a name for a practice. It is a unique and very personal way of designing and creating architecture, and we love what we do. And then they go on to talking about how much pride they take in all their projects. I'm sure you can always look up these guys online to read a little bit more about what it is that they do. But this is really important. People do want to see the passion behind the practice, basically. So you want to showcase your skills. You want to talk about your passion and show your enthusiasm for the design or the build field. Sorry. And this kind of goes hand in hand with this next tip, which is reveal a bit of your personality. So embarking on home projects can be very daunting. So clients want someone who will make the whole process a lot easier. It's very daunting. They've maybe put a lot of time aside, definitely a lot of money from personal savings aside. So they do want to make sure that they are able to connect emotionally to you. So letting that person know just about your business and about the people behind your business, that will really make that whole process really enjoyable, and it will probably very much shorten their entire decision-making process if they feel that they get you and that they can really trust you as well. So these guys have done this really well as well. And it's important to just put that wherever there is text on your website or your other social platforms too, definitely just inject a little bit of personality into those. And lastly, don't forget to put yourself in your client's shoes. So like I said, you have definitely done this whole process a few times before and will continue to do it. So it is easy to forget that this is maybe someone's once-in-a-lifetime project. So we do sometimes forget. But this is new for your client, and this process is very, very foreign for your client. So do make a point of highlighting how you consider your customer's needs. That will really, really go a long way. So this professional architect to your home, they reassure the potential client straight from their profile, saying, we will guide you through this process. And that you will get a solution that is a perfect fit for them. So that is a great reassurance, and that immediately takes a bit of pressure off me and definitely gives me a lot more trust to then reach out directly to this professional. Just as a last kind of smaller tip on the storytelling aspect, one small insider tip for your Houzz profile is to show your face in your profile photo rather than a logo. So we know from our research and our data from the site that faces are clicked on more. Also, homeowners tend to prefer to hire sole proprietors as well. So they love a sole trader, particularly in Australia, and they do want to connect with people to have a little bit more of a personal connection. So they do really want to see a picture of who they're calling on the phone. So your number is displayed on your profile and your other links, but it does make such a difference to just have your face on there as well. And if, of course, if you are a bigger team and not just a sole trader, or perhaps you're a family-run business, that is, of course, more than okay. I would definitely encourage to just take a bit of a friendly snap of the entire group or the entire team at work and have that as your profile photo rather than your logo, because people definitely will connect to that more. So these simple storytelling tips will effectively help you stand out amongst the competition. So when building your brand, ask yourself simple questions. What's my personal history? Where is my passion? How can I convey my personality? And what is the prospective client thinking? What questions are they asking themselves? If you can just answer those, which I'm sure are more than easy for you to answer, that will immediately impact not only your profile, your presence online, but it will just improve the entire storytelling aspect of your online brand. The second step to make your business stand out is to build your brand through photography. So how can you showcase your skills through your images? So obviously, home design is incredibly visual. And unlike the professionals on Houzz, homeowners often are unaware of their options. So they don't know the possibilities of their home renovation, until they see an image. So until they can actually see a visual example, they don't understand the possibilities. So imagery really helps homeowners understand what those opportunities and possibilities are, and therefore photos become such a high impact touch point. So you can also use your images to push and really showcase the specific projects that you are wanting to take on. So this is a good example, Charles Byron Limited here. So they are a design build firm, but really they want to focus their attention, at least for now, on bathroom projects. As at the time, they really had just specifically for this pro, I know that they had big aspirations of launching their own tile range. So that is why they were really focusing their business on just bathroom renovation projects. So this professional came to Houzz and they really a big rebrand, on the platform. And you can see that their project is like 14 projects here. These are all bathrooms. The cover photo of their faces, that is also their headline is also bathroom on the right-hand side, family bathroom refurbishment. Specifically calling out their bathroom work, as you can see, this entire profile. So that is another way that photography can really not only impact the possibilities of that client's home and what the homeowner thinks is possible, but just for you, you can really target, I want to do more of these projects, so I will showcase the other ones that I've previously done. And even if you are a service professional or you have just a standalone product, it is really worth reaching out to the architect or the designer, also work with, and asking if you can share those images. Obviously, copyright is very important, so make sure you are speaking to your other collaborators or contributors to that project to make sure that, one, you can all have a share in those images, but two, that you are definitely crediting each other in them. So we do understand as well that it's not always in your budget to pay for a professional photographer, and professional photography will go a really, really long way. Like you can see that on Houzz, our most popular photos on year or day on day even are always professionally photographed work. On your website, you would only put professionally photographed work, so it is really important. To just make that kind of setup or the link between you and a photographer a lot easier, we created a photographer network. Basically, we've got a number of photographers across the country who offer discounted prices to Houzz professionals. So there's a few different price points. You can go to the URL that is just up the top there, info.houzz.com/getphotosau, to find all those photographers in your local area. And if, just lastly on photography, if photography is still quite daunting or price just alone is quite daunting, you can always attend one of our photography focused events or webinars to learn how to take great photography yourself. So we do often host these events online or in person periodically. So you will always get the invitations to that, or you can jump on the events page on Houzz to see what is coming up in that topic. So the third step to making your business stand out is to communicate effectively with prospective clients. So when you want to know something, chances are you turn to the internet straight away. This goes exactly the same for homeowners. So homeowners are researching companies online, they're joining advice forums to get advice, they're reading design articles, trend articles, they're checking out what others are saying about professionals by reading reviews as well. So if you want to build up trust with a potential client or group of clients, it really makes sense to actively take part. So the average user on Houzz is a renovating homeowner who starts on our starts on our site, about 4 or 5 months before they know what they want to do or who they'd like to hire. So during that time, those 4 to 5 months, they really form an idea of what they want for their home through research, imagery, and the professional advice that they receive. So we have 5 bits of advice for effective communication to help your brand stand out in this space. And the first one is all focused on reviews, which I've just left on the screen here. So positive client reviews are a great way to show off your work and customer service while also engaging the homeowner community and prospective clients. After your review is posted on Houzz specifically, be sure to thank your reviewer and add your comment to the review. Responding to reviews from happy clients helps to maintain the relationship, as they will obviously appreciate your acknowledgement of that. And it's lovely because they obviously took the time to write that review for you. So of course you want to just throw them a, hey, thanks. This is also a great opportunity to demonstrate to prospective clients the great relationships that you build with each and every client and the way that you engage on a project. It's also just an additional touch point to showcase your expertise, your personality, and your attention to detail. So potential clients are reading these details, and in the pros in the Houzz community, they really tell us that these small gestures can definitely help you win new business. Another really good tip is get some colleague reviews. So anyone that you've worked with, collaborated with, I understand that clients can take quite a long time to post a review. So ask other professionals that you've collaborated with. They are just as powerful online as well. So equally important is responding to the bad reviews. And really, so you might be tempted to ignore bad reviews, completely shut down any platform that you see a bad review on, but really you should absolutely do the opposite. So use that opportunity of a slightly negative review to tell your side of the story, and even use that review to highlight your good business practice. So for example, sometimes clients ask for things that are just unreasonable or conflict with your ethics. So by responding to negative feedback online with a calm answer, you could attract a really level-headed client that definitely recognizes that. So this potential level-headed client will actually take the time to read your answer and understand the reasons behind it. And also try to resolve negative reviews. So it is worth noting that clients can edit their Houzz review at any time. So if your client is less than satisfied, look at the review as fresh insight that gives you the opportunity to reach out and make things right. If you demonstrate concern, clients will often gladly update their review and talk about how you turned around this quite difficult situation. This professional on the screen here has actually gained new business through Houzz because of the way she handled this quite difficult and detailed negative review. So you can read what she has done here, but she has gained new business, has really shown fantastic business practice, but also showcased her expertise and personality, all by just really tackling the head on. Online forums often offer the perfect opportunity to really directly engage with a community as well. So you can directly engage in our community or Facebook's community or whatever platform by answering questions, responding to comments, and that in turn will really build up trust in your brand. So on Houzz, we have this section that's called advice that you can find up here. where you can jump in and really answer any question that you see. You can post polls, you can start a discussion, comment on a discussion, really get involved in a number of different ways. And if the person asking the question in this forum isn't a potential client, you can use the opportunity to attract positive attention. So every time you comment in any discussion you see on Houzz, it will not only show up in that discussion, but it will also show up on your profile itself. And it does definitely highlight your brand to other users who are actively engaged in this home renovation process. This is the perfect example of someone posting in the advice section that is extremely effective for professionals, and they can really just capitalize on these opportunities. So you can see two different professionals on the left and right. One started a poll saying yay or nay for open plan kitchens. They got over 1,000 votes from the community on yes or no, and also really started this great discussion about kitchens. And they're obviously a kitchen professional. And then on the right-hand side, there's fixed head showers, yes or no, another company that posted a poll to really just get a bit of market insight straight from that. The online forums can also just give you another opportunity to share your expertise. So obviously on your website or on your profile itself, that's where you can list all of the services that you provide, your history, what you specialize in, etc. But this is just another opportunity to share your expertise and your best advice here. Another fantastic tip is to definitely engage in editorial. So our editorial community is fantastic. You can find all of our articles under the stories section here. And there's a couple of different ways you can engage in this editorial community to, of course, show your personality, your expertise, and to just generally build your brand and the trust for your brand online, definitely to prospective clients. If they see that you've written an article or being featured in an article online, that is a huge mark of trust from that prospective client's perspective. So you can see our stories section here. All of our stories can be found in this area of the site. All of our recent stories every week get sent out to homeowners in 2 newsletters on Wednesdays and Sundays. So it's a huge amount of additional exposure being a part of the editorial community. If you wanted to write for Houzz or contribute to an article, you can always get in touch with our editorial team. But also a fantastic place to just show that you are engaged in editorial with about a quarter of the effort is to just comment on any story that you see. So every story on Houzz has a comment section, and you can always post any of your own tips, tricks about that trend, your own foresights, or anything like that that you'd like to include in the comment section. I would definitely encourage you to do that as well. And this is just one example of a great article where a lot of professionals then did really engage in that comment section. So direct engagement really builds brands as well. And not only have we heard directly from professionals that all of these different strategies can really help win new clients, but our latest Houzz and Home survey definitely supports this concept as well. So we do this survey every single year that goes out to all of our users that ask what they're doing on Houzz, what they're doing to their home, what they're planning to renovate, and what they're currently renovating. And in our most recent report, we asked all of the homeowners what is the most important thing they look for when they're hiring a professional. And 49% that they said that they hire based on good communication, and 1/3 of decisions were based on personality. So you can see that this clear communication and this direct engagement significantly is important to homeowners, and that is even more significant than the cost of your actual job as well. And that is to just show you all of the stats. So of course, good reviews and good recommendations, and experience with similar scope to the type of projects that you're looking to do is definitely up there. But I think the most fantastic takeout is really that they look for personality and they look for fantastic communication skills above someone that just comes in at the lowest and the cheapest option. So today we shared a lot of information on how to build and nurture your online brand. And as I mentioned at the very beginning of this webinar, this session is being recorded and we will be sending across that full presentation. If not today, then tomorrow, so do look out for that. But in the meantime, these are the really important or most important takeaways. As a business, it's important that you are cognizant of and brand yourself effectively online to that empowered client that we spoke about. Appeal to both their rational and emotional needs, and make sure that you are creating powerful brand snapshots for them. So those micro moments online. And that is by having a fabulous review or strategically showcasing your best photos of your most recent work. And don't just push clients or prospective clients information, respond. Be engaged and be conversational with all of those prospective clients as well. Secondly, create a standout story which showcases your skills, highlights your passion, reveals your personality, and really empathizes with the client and the daunting task of renovating their home that they are about to embark on. Invest in photography, invest time, invest money, whatever is feasible for your business, because home design is just so incredibly visual, as I mentioned. So great photography and compelling imagery really does help homeowners understand the possibilities of their home, and it inevitably leads to the whole decision-making process. Take advantage of online forums. Use them regularly to showcase communication skills, expertise, personality. The Houzz forums themselves are specifically a unique platform for you to do that in front of a highly engaged and definitely a very relevant audience. And lastly, I do want to talk about how you can stand out from the crowd by joining our Pro Plus community. So a lot of you are already a Pro Plus client, but it is definitely worth knowing for everyone else the scope of the program and what we can do to really help you stand out from the crowd, not just online, but within Houzz as well. So most professionals on Houzz start with our free organic profile, but we do offer this local marketing programs for clients interested in new business. So the program is called Pro Plus, as I've mentioned, and it allows you to get increased exposure to your business in specific geographic areas that you're looking to gain clients. So I'm sure a lot of you are already on the program because we did launch a few years ago locally in Australia. So we know that a lot of homeowners are coming on Houzz with a project in mind and the idea of hiring a professional to do it. So Houzz wants to provide visibility on your business, specifically in the areas that you are looking to work in and you are looking to really have projects and clients in. And that visibility comes in many different forms, so such as sponsored photos, which example is on the screen, profile impressions, enhanced directory placement, exposure in our newsletter, on our mobile app, Professionals on the program are often interested in tracking the clicks and the exposure and the analytics behind your profiles, and we provide really detailed analytics as well. So this information helps you just be more strategic about how you are marketing yourselves. So just to show you on the screen, this is a regular photo up the top versus a sponsored photo. You can immediately see a few differences. Obviously, the one down the bottom has a lot more detail. So if I'm just looking through our photo stream on Houzz, yes, of course, I can love the top photo. I love that design. It looks great. But I don't know, is that the interior designer? Are they an architect? Are they a stylist? Where are they located? I don't really know anything about that pro without clicking into the profile. Whereas the sponsored photo, Dan Kitchens Australia, I see that they are Sydney designer kitchens with Danish heritage. They are recommended by Houzz. They have an additional byline. I see a hero image plus 6 other photos, and there's a call to action button to see the rest of the projects. So it really does stand out. And not only does it just stand out, but it appears thousands of times to clients in your local area or the local area that you choose. You get enhanced directory placement as part of the program, so you're exposure on that first page of the directory. Targeted banner ads throughout the site as well, targeting those local users, as well in our emails that get sent out twice a week. That's the newsletter that features all the most recent stories as well. And the transparent analytics, which are a really exciting thing, which a lot of professionals join the program just to get these insights to the analytics, because they are very detailed for profile clicks, impressions, photo impressions, and as well, we have amazing call tracking, so you can see all of the clients and really just compile a list of every client that does reach you via the program and via your profile. And you get an account manager. So you have a personal account manager for the length of the program. And not only do they help you just with the basics of your profile, but they will work with you to build a completely customized package based on your business needs. They will conduct analytics calls to help you make sense of all the analytics and all of the program as well. Launch just before we end a poll on the screen now, which you should be able to see. If you do call with anyone from our team about how we can help you with local branding on Houzz, please do fill that out and we can get in touch. To start off with Houzz, we can just give you a call to help you just build up your organic profile, your free profile, or if you wanted to know more about Pro Plus, you can, of course, learn about that as well. But we can always arrange a completely complimentary call for you to help you go through all of that data and everything that I have talked about today, which I know is quite a lot of things. So I will just leave you for a minute to do that. I apologize if I haven't answered your questions during the session, but I will, of course, hang around now to answer those. Like I said at the start of the session, this is definitely being recorded, so I can send you through that recording very soon, later today or tomorrow morning, so you can have a complete recap of that, as well as a few other resources like what I'm just showing on the screen here, to just have in your pocket as well. So thank you so much for joining. Always get in contact with me if you did want anything in terms of information from webinars, events, the Pro Plus program, your profile. Just email me directly and I can sort you out or point you in the direction of the right person. So thank you, and I hope to see you in another one of our Houzz webinars very soon. Thanks.